Hey guys, it's here bringing you another video. So welcome to episode 2 of the Climb to Master series. Hopefully you guys did enjoy episode 1. I am recording this one pretty much straight after episode 1 because I get a little bit of frustration and I just wanted to play again because I just don't like leaving a recording session on a loss. But as my team is hovering all AD champions, I think it kind of is forcing my hand to play an AP pick, or kind of an AP pick. And also they left Hecarim up, who is arguably the strongest jungler right now, so that might not be fun. But I did do a little bit more digging and a little bit like, oh, what should I play after I did the Champion Select video, because obviously I left that video without an AP jungler. And the jungler that I left with for my AP was ZAC. So he's not like a carry AP, which is my only problem, but he's like the best thing I'm going to have right now. So we're going to play ZAC. Hopefully we might get an AP mid laner instead of Zed just to have a little bit of synergy. If we don't, then hopefully we'll just do okay. I might go more into like a Runic Echo, even though you don't normally do that on ZAC. Obviously just having that extra AP could help just spread the damage a little bit. But other than that, I think we'll be okay. ZAC gives amazing engage, as everybody will most likely know. And he does okay damage if he gets ahead. If he gets behind, he'll basically will just be a tank. But we'll see. What rune page? I still am kind of tinkering with my rune page a little bit. I could do AP attack speed, but no, it's AP, I guess. So I want cooldown reduction, I believe. That one actually might do the best. Because I don't really... Well, MR would be okay, but I can buy MR items, so I think we're going to go with the Ziggs rune page. So yeah, we do actually have pure AD. So this wouldn't be a bad game to have a more carry-orientated support, like Vel'Koz or Brand, but we do get the Janna instead. So our team comp, obviously, it has a massive weakness, which is basically pure AD. Versus a enemy team comp that very much is split damage, so has Hecarim and Caitlyn for AD, has Kennen and Lulu for AP, so they do have that advantage. But if we just outplay them, if Pantheon and Zed do well in lanes, if the Vayne can go off on one and the Janna can protect, we'll be okay. We just have to be a little bit careful in late games. So, without much further ado, let's get into the loading screen where we break down today's game. Okay, welcome to the loading screen. This is where I use the website lolskill.net, and as you can see, the enemy team has a 55.6% chance to win. They don't really tell you a lot in the early game or early season because obviously people haven't been rated yet. But as you can see, there are some people who have received their ranks. The Lulu got Platinum 3, the Blitzcrank got Platinum 5, the Zed got Gold 1. So it's the general range. Again, that's going to be it. The maximum you can get as a Diamond, Master or Challenger player is Platinum 1 after placements. And, you know, if you're a high Platinum, low Diamond player, you can get high Gold, mid Gold if you don't do very well. Generally, I always get around Platinum 3. Sometimes I do get the Platinum 1, and I think last season I actually got the Platinum 5. And then you just kind of rush to Diamond in the first couple weeks. As for the team comp though, again, I am a little bit worried that we don't have split damage. We are pretty much pure AD. It will most likely force me just to go Runic Echoes as my jungle item. And if I am doing well, if I manage to get myself fed, then maybe I will buy a Riley or something just to have a bit more AP damage. But yeah, without much further ado, let's get into the game. And as of right now, the commentary will be from a more, well, not live commentary. Hey guys, so it's here bringing you another video. Now welcome back to episode 2, and as I mentioned, obviously this commentary that I'm doing now is the day after, or 2 days actually, after I played this game on ZAC. So it will be a commentary. You'll have the perspective that I had when I was playing, so you have my mouse movements, you have when I press tab, so you kind of see how I'm playing the game. But then I'll be a little bit more, hopefully, analytical in my commentary than I normally would in live. Again, some people, episode 1 just got released a couple hours ago. People have overwhelmingly enjoyed it, but some people are like, oh, I do prefer live. Again, this isn't going to be forever. I am kind of thinking that this might only last the first 5 games. Because the first 5 games are actually the most important. So if you didn't know that, now you do. So the team comp that we've got, and again, like I mentioned in Champion Select, is that we are a pure AD team comp right now. We have a Pantheon top lane, we've got a Zed mid lane, and we've got a Vayne bot lane. And I'm thinking, ooh, this is going to be rough if we do quite bad. And also as a ZAC, I'm not a pure carry jungler. obviously I do AP damage, but I already in my own head am thinking, do I go the AP item, AP jungle item, and then if I'm doing well, maybe I'll buy more AP. Again, it's risky. It's not exactly what ZAC is known to do. He is more known for being a tank. But in situations like this, you sometimes have to be flexible. You have to maybe do something that you might normally do, or not normally do. Again, the Janna pick, I love Janna in high rating. I'd probably rate her as the highest, or the best support to climb with. But I was hoping that we'd get an AP pick, and we didn't. So you gotta kind of just go, okay, I'm a ZAC, maybe I'm gonna have to go more AP than I normally would. So do the red buff, and then go down, do the golems, or Krugs, whatever they're called. Again, patch 6.24, which is what this is being played on the new Season 7 patch. This does no longer give you level 3 straight away. Again, I thought it was very weird when they even did that, because every single jungler did this and then went straight to bot lane to gank. And yeah, they got rid of it, thankfully. Again, I don't think it's a very good thing to have. So what I'm kind of thinking, and the way that I'm going to maybe do clears, if I do decide to do the Krugs, is I do them, and then I go and do the river crab. So doing the river crab, again, it's a nice thing. You regen a little bit from doing it, and then you have vision for your bot lane. I was obviously pinging, hey, I'm 10% away from level 3, and I'm like, okay, where are you, Krabby? There's the Hecarim. So I'm like, he was thinking doing the exact same thing. No, if I had Smiter this time, I would have smited it. I tried to get the kill, and he just gets it. Poor play by me. Maybe I should have just, like, seen how much my damage is and seen how much the health of the crab would be, and then I could have secured it. But yeah, we were on the same page, me and this Hecarim, doing the exact same thing as of right now. So I'm very close to level 3. Zed is already about half health, so I'm thinking maybe I can get a gank. Again, a successful gank isn't always first blood or a kill, it's pressure. And he is getting out-pressured in mid lane, so I'm like, okay, so if I can just give him a little bit of pressure, maybe that will help. So Lulu is pushing, and I'm like, okay, so if I can get a pure jump on her would be great. I do get the knock-up. Pantheon gets first blood in top lane a while ago, and we are trying to go for the kill. The problem is, how many minions there are is basically just completely screwing us. Zed, unfortunately, does go down. I'm going for the kill, but I'm like, am I going to get it? It was a bit 50-50. He might have got away. If he used his E to speed him up and then just got away, I would have cried. So I did use the flash in the end to get the kill. And in hindsight, again, hindsight is a wonderful thing. If I thought I would have had to use flash to get that kill, I might have been able to save Zed earlier. I might have been just, if I flashed on top of Lulu and tried to kill her before Zed died, maybe that would have been better. But we still get the kill, so it is worth it for us. All Lulu summoners are burn. It's a kill and an assist for both me and Zed. So it's a positive gain, with also Pantheon getting first blood in top lane. So then I go do blue buff, and Pantheon in chat is like, you can come top, wards. And I just kind of ask the question. He says none. So I'm like, okay, let's look for the gank. So again, this gank is fairly easy. I'm not going to pretend it's a hard gank. All I need is Pantheon to jump on him with W, and then I can get a free knock-up. And if Kennen used flash, which I think he did, he's dead. So I do charge my E. At the moment he saw me charging, he knew to go on, and there's a nice free kill. So ZAC, it's perfect how this game has gone so far for me. I get an assist, or a kill, sorry, in mid lane. Again, it's a bit sad that Zed did die, but it's okay. And then, boom, help my Pantheon, who is a snowballing champion. So overall, good start. Nice, strong start. My bot lane, let me just kind of say as a jungler's mentality, who do I want to help in the early game? I want to help the snowballing champion, the Pantheon. Do I want to help the Vayne? Well, there's two ways of thinking it. Zed is struggling in the mid lane right now, but there's two ways of thinking of it. My Vayne is an amazing late game champion. Zed does die, unfortunately. So do I need to help her, even though she's going to be amazingly strong in late game? Well, there's two thoughts to this. I help her and she gets very strong in the early game, or she'll get strong anyway and I go help my early game top laner. Pantheon is known as an early game top laner. He's also taken the Ignite, so it shows he wants to snowball in the early. So I'm going to help that guy. I'm going to go top lane. So I am going to just finish this Grump right now. And then we saw Lulu is running top lane. So he knows this is happening. There should be a Lulu coming pretty soon. And I do decide to change my pathing a little bit. And then I'm going to try and loop around. And unfortunately, in the time that I'm looping around, he does get jumped on. Luckily, I'm in range for the big knock-up there. Lulu is already level 6, surprisingly, and they're going to try and go for the kill. I'm going to continue trying to do as much damage as I can. You can see Pantheon actually did do a little bit of a good thing with actually getting a little bit of the plant, so it's a nice delaying tactic. And I know Zed is on his way, so I should be okay here. Zed might be able to pick up a kill or two himself. I'm going to regen with my passive. Straight away look to try and get back into the fight. As soon as E comes back on cooldown, boom, I get 1 kill, and then we should run away. Now, there is an argument that you could probably give, is that should I have left that for Zed, because he might have been able to get that kill, and then I could have just run away? Potentially. But the problem is again, hindsight's a wonderful thing. I didn't know Zed was 100% going to get that kill. If Zed just died and Kennen lived, that would have sucked. And I know Lulu at this point in time is now very fed, but it's a Lulu. In my mind, I'm thinking right now, it's a Lulu. She's not a carry champion. If this was a Syndra, and I think she's 4-0 or something right now. If it's a Syndra or an Orianna or something like that and she's 4-0, I'd be like, oh god, they've a really fed Orianna already. She's 5-1. It's a Lulu. I'm actually not that scared. A Lulu's early game is what's known to be strong. Her late game is actually pretty weak. Her late game, she is a setting up champion that does a bit of damage. She falls off, like all supports in mid lane, really. So as long as that she doesn't snowball the game, and what I mean by that, as long as she doesn't roam to bot lane. Unfortunately, Hecarim does steal my red there. I got really confused. I was like, wait, really? And then he shows up. So I will say I've got a lot more pressure on the map than this Hecarim, but what this Hecarim is attempting to do is to just punish my jungle. It's a good technique if you're not focusing on ganking, and definitely the Hecarim is not focusing on ganking right now. We are looking for maybe some pressure in the bot lane. Zed is going rather all in. He actually gets hooked, but still maintains the pressure. And I'm thinking, this is, if you watch me in the bottom left, maybe I could have played that a little bit better myself if I decided to actually go help a lot more or quicker. Then yeah, maybe I could have got a double kill for my team there. And again, this is what my point is. The Lulu is very strong. So what is she wanting to do? She's wanting to use her advantage around the map. So at this stage, it's like, do we want to fight? Oh, we probably can, as long as we play it correctly. She does get the exhaust down. I'm going to try my best to keep everybody alive. And I'm thinking, should I back out? Hell no. I'm going to go in, kill the Caitlyn. I literally ding 6 straight away, pick up my regen orbs, and I get a double kill shut down. It was a little bit lucky that I was level 6. I do think, again, I played this game, I think, 2 days ago. I do think in my mind I did look at what level I was nearly, and I knew I was going to get level 6 if I killed the Caitlyn. So that just worked out perfectly. It couldn't have gone better. And right now, I am also now quite fed. I'm 4-1-1. I said to my team in the chat a little bit earlier, I was like, should I go the AP jungle item? And I think it was the Pantheon that said, yeah, you probably should. So I do decide to go for the AP jungle item. I kind of am all in invested in it at this stage. So hopefully it pays off. Again, it is risky. It's going to make me not very tanky. It's just going to give me burst. Again, like I mentioned, Hecarim is just counter-jungling me. I'm typing it in the chat. That's all he's really doing, and it's pretty annoying to deal with. So I'm like, he would have done those wolves. And, well, he didn't do the blue buff, fortunately. I'm going to try and run to top lane. Pantheon will probably go down. I'm going to try and get in. I do manage to pick up the Hecarim, which is great, but then, unfortunately, the Kennen does flash over the wall. So again, I'm getting really fed. Would Pantheon have got that kill? I don't think so. I think his Q actually hit before the damage that I did. So I think it was a good call by me to go for that kill, because I think he would have lived, or just lived. I am going to give the blue buff to the Zed, which some people may question, because he hasn't been doing great recently. And it's mainly because I don't need it. I'm a ZAC, doesn't have mana, and I got a blue buff from Hecarim. Gonna go for a gank on the Kennen. I do use my smite straight away to get the slow, and I really, really want that Zed to get the kill. He does pick it up. Some people say, oh, use W to try and KS. No, I actually didn't. I just wanted him to get the kill, and I was fairly confident he was going to get it. Thankfully, the enemy team is going for a dive right now, but Pantheon shows up at the perfect timing. And again, that's the strength of Pantheon. He will show up, and they do pick up a kill. Caitlyn does flash over the wall in an interesting way that she goes towards me. Again, she wouldn't know this at the time, so I am going to be looking for the Caitlyn wherever she may be. She does actually get surprisingly a long distance away, which surprised me, and then she used the blasting plant effectively, and then she's pretty much gone. Pantheon is going to continue. Blitzcrank has not noticed as of right now, and I'm just going to do the dragon. Pantheon is just stopping them basing, being annoying, which is great. I'm going to do the dragon. Vayne is going to do a bit of farming. And overall, the game is going pretty well. Again, from a not great start, whenever the enemy mid laner is 5-1 in the first whatever few minutes, you're not very confident. You're like, But this is where I'm going to, again, stress to you guys. Again, part of my channel, HuzzyGames, sure, it's teaching you how to play mechanically a little bit, but a lot of it's mentality. If you had the average rager in League of Legends on this team right now that saw a 5-1 Lulu, they would have raged, and they may have made the whole team play worse because of the raging, and that could have cost the game even more than the Lulu was already fed. Don't be negative, be positive, or just don't say anything. You'll notice I very rarely say anything because it's pointless. It's not going to help. So say something positive, if anything, or say nothing. Don't say anything negative because it doesn't really benefit you. Anyway, we are going to go back. I do pick up my full AP jungle item and also cooldown reduction boots just to let me zip zap E all over the map. Zed is going to go for an all-in here, which is risky. Blitzcrank mistimes his Q. Zed gets exhausted, kills the Lulu, and then manages to get out as of right now. Really good play by him, so that does give me a little bit of confidence. I didn't have amazing confidence in this guy already, but it's now been a little bit reignited because I was like, okay, he did actually do a good thing there. He does go down, obviously, but still, it was a good play. It was a 2v1 and he managed to get a kill and an exhaust. So overall, great. I'm going to go top lane, just letting him know with a double ping. That's what I'd recommend for you guys to do at home. He does jump on him straight away. I'm thinking, okay. I do, unfortunately, miss my E, which was a little bit of a mistake. We still get the kill, but I did risk Pantheon dying there. I missed my E by misjudging if Kennen was actually going to flash or if he was going to run. He didn't, thankfully. Because if Pantheon died there, that was my fault. But he didn't, which is good. Like I say, Charles, that was close, as basically admitting my mistake. And I'm just going to continue farming. Again, I've not been playing League of Legends seriously, really, the past few years. And I admit that well, the biggest, I'd say, my jungle is actually very rusty in making sure I'm maintaining farm while jungling. And what you'll notice in this game is I'm doing very well. My map pressure is incredible. I'm 5-1-3 right now, but my farm is really low. A good jungler will maintain map pressure and farm. If you watch a good jungler, they'll... Okay, just quickly, fight in the bot lane. I saw the Condemn was just coming out. That Condemn, by the way, did stun her into the wall, and then Pantheon landed, which was a great combo. But I do notice that my... Zed gets the blue buff. That my farming isn't great. It's not great in lane, and it's also not great in jungle, and that's just me not really taking League seriously or not playing a lot. Like, again, a lot of people who are good at League of Legends, who are Master, Challenger, Diamond 1, they play, again, around 5 games a day. I play 2 games a day right now, like, roughly. And both of them are generally recordings, and that's why I chose to at least do the placements in this format, because it allows me to try out a bit more. I'm going to go for a gank on the Lulu. Do manage to get the knock-up on her, which is always nice. Going to maintain a little bit of slowy slow. What I should be doing, and it's a mistake that I'm noticing right now, I wasn't auto-attacking her a lot. I got a couple auto-attacks, but not a lot. I should be maintaining the red buff. She completely jukes me right there, and I'm like, oh, did that really happen? I'm not letting her live, by the way. Like, it's not happening. I do decide to just flash. She also uses her flash, so at this stage, the flash is worth it. And I'm going to continue going for the kill. She jukes me again. Again, it's one of the downfalls of ZAC. When you are in midair, you are committed. You can't do anything in midair. They can just move out the way. I do decide, by the way, if you're wondering, to blow my ultimate, because the ultimate makes me, I think, CC. Like, she can't CC me. She can't slow me or anything like that, I think. So I do end up getting the kill, but that took a lot longer than I anticipated. The enemy bot lane should know I'm around, by the way, because I literally just killed Lulu behind. I do go for the E, but I am definitely in range of the minions in the tower, so they did catch vision of me. Vayne just survives. I'm going to do this camp here, and then actually kind of maybe look for a gank in bot lane again. Because we'll see. It could be a double kill. Even though the Vayne is quite low, she does have stealth mechanics, which make her fairly hard to kill, even at low health. So ZAC as well is one of the best junglers for doing this AoE farming, because all of his abilities are AoE damage. Again, if you don't know ZAC very well, every single one of the abilities is AoE. Not any of them a single target. And again, sometimes I kind of forget to teach you guys specifically about the champion I'm playing. I'm sure most of you have gathered that he has a very long-range jump, which also knocks people up into the air. His ultimate is a bouncy ball that also knocks people around. But his passive is actually one of the most important things, which is he's basically got an inbuilt Guardian's Angel, a revive, if you will, when it's up. If he does die, when his passive is up, he splits into 4 little blobs that they go outward and then try to make their way back into the middle. If at least one of them gets back to the middle, he revives. And if they manage to kill the little blobs before they get to the middle, he dies. So it's a fairly nice mechanic, and I'd actually say ZAC is a very well-designed champion. As of right now in this game, though, the interesting fact is that my Pantheon and Zed have kind of lane swapped, but I don't think I've said anything about it. Maybe one sentence. But yeah, it just seems that they're more comfortable in these roles. Now, we 100% know Vayne is about to get outnumbered. We saw Blitzcrank was coming down. again, when you're running down the whole river, you've got to kind of expect a good stun. Got to kind of expect people know that you're running down the whole river to try and get a gank. I do decide to go for an ultimate, which did obviously push him away, but I knew he'd be able to get the kill. I'm pinging the tower because I'm like, hey, Vayne, attack the tower. Never mind, let's just, you know, farm a little bit and then get the tower. I do take all the farm because I'm like, hey, you got the kills, I'm going to take the farm. And we do get another double kill, I believe both for Vayne, which is great. So we have a strong Pantheon. We have a very strong ZAC as myself, and now we're starting to get that strong Vayne. Obviously, Zed, yeah, it's taking him a while to actually get his strength. Infernal Dragon is spawning, but the Zed should still be a little bit useful in late game. Again, at this stage, I'm not thinking that the game is 100% a win, like, any means. Again, we're full AD. I'm the only AP damage, and I'm a ZAC, so it's no means over, but we are looking quite good. Another negative that just literally happened is Kennen, who hasn't had a good lane phase, has managed to kill the Zed now in a 1v1. So that also is not a very good sign. Kennen, at that stage of the game, was 0-6, and then manages to kill Zed. So again, that's not good. But again, nobody says anything. You'll notice in the bottom left, nobody is saying anything negative. And again, I would just say to you guys, do that as well. Pantheon is going to look for the Kennen. His best, at least. You can actually see Kennen has got XP advantage on the Pantheon now, probably because of how much the roams of the Pantheon have been. Both Hecarim and Lulu do decide to go to the top lane. Again, that's one of the few ganks that we've actually seen Hecarim do as of right now. And then Zed apparently wants blue buff, so I'm like, okay, you can have blue buff, and maybe we can go to top lane after the blue. So I'm like, okay, you can have that, and then let's go top lane, see if we can stop them. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. So Lulu, I'm like, okay, let's just wait in the bush. We'll go for the kill. Luckily, I do get the knock-up. Zed should manage to get this kill any second. Doesn't get it right now. Decision-making for me, I'm like, do I go for Lulu? Do I go for Hecarim? Janna flashes over the wall. She should have used her ultimate a little bit earlier. I do decide to just turn on the Lulu, pick up that kill, which is nice, and then I'm going to turn my attention to the Hecarim. Again, I'm fairly fed. I can maybe kill this guy. Blitzcrank does show up, and then Pantheon ult is coming down. So at this stage, Janna, all she has to do is trying to survive as much as she possibly can. She survives enough to let the Pantheon land on top of them. And again, double kill, completely worth it. So overall, not bad. I do want to give this Rift Herald to the Pantheon, because he's pretty strong. He does fall off into the late game, Pantheon. But if I can give him the Rift Herald to give him the damage reduction and the little bit of bonus damage that it gives per auto attack, or one of the auto attacks, that's a really good thing. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's just a strength for my team if I give this to Pantheon. Also, it's just hit 19 minutes, therefore Baron is up in a minute. So you may as well get the Rift Herald. And again, this buff lasts 20 minutes. So we're going to have this and basically until the late game for Pantheon, which is great. Because Pantheon, even though he is a good, team fighting champion in a way, if he lands on top of a team, he's also a very good, 1v1 champion. That's kind of what he's designed for. So I'm going to go back. I've got a lot of gold. I actually haven't bought in a while. My build is the AP jungle item, the Runic Echo, into a locket, and then eventually I'm going to go into the Spirit Visage. It's a little bit unconventional. You may not need the locket. I decided to get it because I like the extra shield, because sometimes people think you're dead, especially if you're AP and they do a lot of damage to you. They go, oh, Zac's dead from a Caitlyn ult or something, and then I'll just pop the shield and I'm not dead. So that's kind of the thought process behind that. Zed is doing a little bit of a swish play, trying to get a kill. He does opt for going for the Blitzcrank over the Caitlyn. He does try to get out. He does get the kill, which is awesome. And I'm thinking, okay, I do use the shield. Unfortunately, the Hecarim ultimate completely feared us all out the way, so then the Caitlyn ult was just straight into the Zed there. Vayne is bot lane going against the Lulu. Again, she should do quite well against the Lulu. Obviously, the early polymorph comes out. I may think that was a too early polymorph by the Lulu. You can see the fight is actually incredibly close, and Vayne has to use both summoners to kill the Lulu. If she used the polymorph when Vayne was actually going for the big all-in Q attack and stuff like that, then maybe the Lulu would have won. And if obviously she didn't get condemned into a wall. But yeah, there's good play by Vayne getting that kill. Always nice to see. Hecarim does go down to the bot lane. Really good condemn, by the way. If you're unaware what happened there, when Hecarim is a pony and he uses his E, he speeds up. And Vayne condemned at that time. I do go for the kill, which does risk my Vayne dying because he was very close jumping on top of her, but she was fine. And she does pick up another kill, so that's awesome. So this game has gone from not looking amazing in the early game. I am missing a ward there. Again, that's what I'm noticing while doing this type of commentary. There's another ward in this bush. went from an early game that was a little like, oh god, Lulu's already 5-1, to controlling the map. And this is what I'd say you want to do as a jungler, is that I'm not going to take complete credit for this game whatsoever, but I definitely did well enough to make sure my team was doing okay. I do go for a little bit of a jump on the Lulu because I noticed Zed's ghost was right next to her, so if any engage were to happen, it was a really good time to do it, and it would prove success. We do get a kill on her. We are going to try and go for this Caitlyn. I'm going to whap-bam, get that kill. Blitzcrank does flash out, but overall a nice play. Kennen is still dead from the 1v1 the Pantheon did. Blitzcrank might survive. I go for an E, and I fly straight into a wall. Yeah, I don't know why that happened. Well, I do know why it happened. There wasn't enough space over the wall for me to actually land in range, so that was a bit dumb. But anyway, continue going to push. We get the mid tower. Bottom tower is already kind of pushing, so at this stage I'm like, let's just go for the tier 2. My Pantheon's really fed. I'm really fed. It's going to be hard for any of them to come and try to stop us, so let's just get the tier 2. So we're just going to be whacking it a little bit. Pantheon's got over 3,000 gold, which is a lot. Another Infernal Dragon is actually spawning in less than 40 odd seconds now. So we want to make sure we get that Infernal. Again, we're a snowballing team comp. We're doing well. And I'm like, okay, base and Drake. Pantheon, though, has a different idea. He's like, no, wait, stop. So we do decide just to go for the Caitlyn. She gets completely exploded. And again, another free kill. 150 gold for me. 300 gold for the Pantheon. And okay. Vayne does go down, unfortunately, to the Hecarim, but then Zed does the revenge kill and picks up the Hecarim. I'm going to fly on over, try to do as much as I possibly can, use my ultimate to disturb people. Zed actually picks up the kill with his shadow, which is nice played by him. Use my Q to slow the Lulu. Zed picks up a double kill. Going to jump over the wall for the Blitzcrank. Unfortunately, none of my team were on the exact same page as me. They could have continued, but they didn't straight away. Now they're continuing. I use my locket for the shield. Boom, triple kill for Mr. Zed. I'm going to run through the tower. I'm just pinging my team saying, you guys can come through. And so they do. And then Infernal is obviously our next target. So this game has gone pretty well, honestly. I'm happy with how I've played. My pressure around the map has been good. Again, the risk of going the AP jungle item has definitely paid off. It's given me some kills that I probably wouldn't have got if I didn't go the AP jungle item. Zed does go down. He, again, did play a little bit weird in the fact that, you know, he just is in the enemy base and doesn't kill the Caitlyn. But it's okay. The game has worked in our favor. I am like, okay, Hecarim's coming because we saw him on the mini-map. I'm like, okay, go for him. But then I'm like, oh, no, wait, we can kill the dragon really quickly. So we do get the second Infernal, I believe that is. I'm going to go back and buy, which will most likely be my Spirit Visage. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to go for after the Spirit Visage. I can't really remember. Do I decide? What do I decide? So I'm looking at the enemy team comp going, what would be good? I'm thinking about maybe the Randuin, but I do opt for a different build completely. So I didn't go the jungle tank item, which obviously gives you the Sunfire effect. So now I'm going to start building into the Sunfire. It does AoE damage, and the cool thing with ZAC, and it's a nice little interaction, is in your passive, Vayne's going on the Caitlyn. Caitlyn couldn't do anything about that. In your passive as ZAC, when your blobs are on the floor kind of regenning, they actually are using the Sunfire effect, so you can actually kill somebody while in passive with Sunfire. Enemy team do decide to try go for a dive on our Janna. It doesn't really come anything of it. They are going for a kind of an all-in here. I'm trying my best to get back on some people. I've decided to just go for the Lulu. If the Kennen is more in range, I'll go for him. Vayne, though, is collapsing onto the Kennen most likely, so I'm just going to go for the Lulu. I'm literally missing anything. This Lulu throughout this whole game has literally been my kryptonite, that she's just dip, dodging, diving everything that I do. So that's annoying. But yeah, overall quite good. Zed does now flank to go for the kill, does use the exhaust the Lulu, and Lulu will not go down as of right now. I, though, as a ZAC, I'm like, hello! Do jump on top of the Caitlyn. It's weird that I don't get the knock-up. It looked like I stunned her there, which I guess happened. But we do get the ace, and we will go for the inhibitor. So overall, a really nice game. There's the surrender boat for the enemy team. So what you're about to see is me in the outro, right after I played the game live, kind of giving my live thoughts to what happened in-game. Okay, there's the game, so now I'm giving an overview after I played it. I think it went really well. I definitely had a bigger impact in this game than I did the Vi episode, and I think that was the main difference between the two. In this game, I was a little bit worried when the Lulu started, you know, the game 5-0 or whatever she was, but then it's a Lulu. She's not great at carrying, so I was like, it's not a big deal. Let's just get the map fed, and that's kind of what I focused on. I played well. I did some good engages. I got myself strong, which did end up me, you know, getting that Runic Echo. I know the game went well. I'm actually pretty happy with how I performed and all that good stuff. So we got key and all that good stuff. We got an S-. We went 8-1-15. So now we're 1-1 in placements and damage done. My damage was more than all the enemy team and not bad, actually kind of close to my team. So we played it well. We pulled it back. The Z did make some questionable plays, but overall it was fine. So without much further ado, if you did enjoy the episode, throw a like on it. Remember, you've got the Steel Series giveaway happening, link down below. Someone will let me know in the comments if that was actually LS. I'm not entirely sure about what his actual account is. I just think that's him. If you don't know who he is, he was on... He was casting Worlds a little bit, and I think he's a YouTuber. So yeah, if you did enjoy it, throw a like on it, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time. See you.